Billericay 6, Cray Wanderers 0. Sounds good. You always said to me that you felt a scoreline like that was just around the corner with the team, and it happened today.
Yeah, I think, look, there's been so many games this year, Lee, that we've dominated large parts of the game. We've created numerous amounts of chances, and not half chances, good chances, and we've not been as clinical and efficient, and that can, all the outlook of the games at times. And we've been criticised a little for not scoring enough, and I get that because games have been tight and we've had to grind out a few. But I've always believed that once it does kick into gear and we do start getting some momentum, there's no question we've got goals in this team. You don't have players like Aziz at the start, Merrifield, Emmanuel, and Chirouli in the side and not feel that there's goals in this team. And then you back that up with Brad. There's no doubt there's going to be goals in this team. We've just not been as efficient as we maybe should have been. But today's scoreline is something that's been in the making over the course of the first 4 or 5 months of the season. There's no question about that. But it's we still dissect the game like we always will, and there'll be still areas that we feel we need to improve. And we'll make sure that we take this win, like all the tight wins that we've had, with the right amount of humility and focus, and look to be better in the next one.
They had a couple of chances in the first half.
Yeah, exactly that.
But I felt in the second half, Billericay really took control then.
Yeah. Look, you look at the team that Smudge obviously picked. He's a manager I've got a huge amount of respect for. He's someone I speak to and someone I engage with, and you could see that there was maybe a slight adjustment to his starting personnel with with Cook and Bamba and that on the bench, that he was maybe looking to be a little more reserved. But they still created 2 great opportunities, so credit to him and his selection. And if it wasn't for George Wind on a couple of occasions, one off the line and one little toe poke that he got back on the little square pass, and then obviously the chance at the back stick where Lockyer got between right back and centre half, and he maybe went with the wrong foot. We could have been going in at half time with a completely different scoreline. So we emphasise that to the change room. We need to tighten up. We need to be a little more stingy and a little more tighter when the ball is wide, because Lockyer's movement is very good when the ball is wide, and he still created 2 or 3 opportunities in the second half where he peeled off into little pockets of space and got between the lines. But we managed to see it out. A clean sheet is something that's been the bedrock of our success over the course of the season, and I know that the boys were very committed and very focused on getting another clean sheet, and we managed to achieve that. So it's the perfect scoreline, it's the perfect result, but it's the same 3 points that we've got for a lot of them games that we've ground out in the early part of the season. But there's no question that belief and confidence grows with results like that, and I'm looking forward to seeing if that really serves us well going forward.
And fantastic performance from everybody, but in particular Alfie Chirouli with his hat-trick.
Yeah, I've just said it to Alfie. I don't know if you see me engaged in conversation with him at the end. He'll get the plaudits for his 3 goals. He'll get the plaudits for the hat-trick. But I thought it was his most complete performance. He knew when to release. He didn't overcomplicate it. He didn't take too many touches. He very much put a performance in that was, for the team more than it was Alfie. And I think he sometimes tries to do it all himself at times, and I think he's got to be a little bit more of a team player in terms of identifying when to release and when to do his bits of magic. But I thought today he got it just about perfect, and I said that to him after. As much as you'll get the pat on the back for the 3 goals, I'm going to give you a pat on the back for your whole performance, because I thought his performance was excellent. And there weren't many bad performances out there. I thought the 2 full-backs again were excellent. I thought Jay Porter, goal and assist. Windy again, 2 or 3 really. And even towards the end when they brought Bamba on, who's an absolute flying machine, he didn't really get too much joy off of George. There was once he maybe got the better of him, but there were some really good performances. I thought the balance in the midfield was excellent. I thought Ollie Peters, I'd like to see his physical output today, because I thought he was everywhere. And we spoke at half time about Brad hanging out and us being a little more aware of his position on the cutback, and I thought Richard picked him out perfectly for his goal as well. So, there was lots of good bits and good displays and special moments in the game. But as I've just said, it's only 3 points, and the focus very much becomes the big one on Tuesday night.
Putting the wins together now, it feels like momentum's building. Hornchurch obviously drawn today. Another chance to reel them in a bit further on Tuesday night. That's a huge game.
Yeah, well, we've looked. The focus all week has been the 3 home games that we've got back to back against 3 sets of opposition that we felt should be challenging in the top 6. I'm sure Cray, will feel that. I'm sure Smudge will feel that if he can get, some back-to-back results, that they'll start climbing the table and they'll get, really sort of mucking in the top end of the table, because they've got too many good players and a very, very good manager. So, we knew it was 3 tough games, but this was, stage 1 of, a little 3-part mini series. We needed to make sure we got part 1 right, and that was very much the emphasis all week. Is part 2, which everyone's talking about. I mean, I was having some breakfast this morning, and the fans are saying we'll all be there Tuesday, and I was sitting with them, and I was sort of, my answer to them was, let's get through today's fixture first, because if we'd have got beat today and Hornchurch would have won, it would have taken maybe the emphasis off of Tuesday night. The fact that they've dropped points today and the fact that we've won, it just gives it a bit more added, incentive to try and get a maximum points on Tuesday. It's going to be a tough game. They've had a fantastic start to the season. They may well have had a change in management, but they've definitely had continuity in the management team that's been put together. Collins is someone you get huge respect for over his time, and I know it'll be a tough game, but it's one on the back of today that we would like to think we can take some confidence and momentum. We need to stay grounded. We need to make sure there's humility in our performance. Know what we achieved today and why we achieved it. I thought we was all over them. I thought we were we didn't let them breathe, and and that was something that has got to be very much part of our DNA going forward. When we play with that intensity and with that press and that focus on gaining the ball back high up the pitch, we're a real threat. And that's, again, like I say, got to be our identity going forward, whoever the opposition is.
That's great, Gary. Thanks very much.
You're welcome, Lee.